Hey y'all, I hope everyone's doing all right. My name is Albert. I was working with Sarah Sheehan and Adam Kretsch this summer, and most of our work was on the importance of good clinical trial design. Clinical trials have been and remain an essential cog in the drug development landscape. Trials serve to better our understanding of interactions between the human body and new treatments, specifically their effectiveness. The integration of these therapeutics into common practice is reliant on clinical trial findings. Moreover, the successful use of these findings is bound to institutional confidence in their validity. This critical level of confidence can be dampened by a number of factors such as poor trial design or improper conduct in clinical practice. Specifically, a lack of representative enrollment weakens the strength and impact of clinical trial findings. Despite multiple efforts and recommendations by the FDA, clinical trials sponsored by the pharmaceutical industry have struggled with representative enrollment. While trials conducted underneath federal entities that advocate for these changes, such as the National Cancer Institute and the NIH, come closer to achieving these goals, they still fall short of the mark. Well-documented disparities in health outcomes, like the ones we've been talking about in our journal club, exist among various racial and ethnic minorities. For example, Black patients exhibit much higher incidences of hypertension and chronic kidney disease than their white counterparts. The only way for clinical trials to account for and address this issue is to ensure participation of a group that represents the drug target population in its entirety. Without a clinically relevant trial population, the study not only weakens the strength of its findings, but has become compliant in the broader struggle against health disparities. Therefore, representative enrollment stands as a clear barrier and threat to the ultimate goal of achieving health equity in society. The ability to address challenges in clinical trial enrollment have taken on a new importance in the post-COVID-19 era. Many underrepresented groups, such as Black, Native American, and Hispanic populations, were disproportionately affected by the global pandemic. Specifically, these minorities experience higher rates of both infection and death. These factors imbued an urgency to ensure that clinical trials evaluating the effectiveness of vaccine candidates utilize a clinically relevant group of participants. This emphasis on participants that mirror populations of clinical importance has always been an essential aspect of good clinical trial design and conduct. However, its relevance is at an all-time high and figures to only rise as the global or U.S. and global population shift to a more diverse group of citizens. Many of modern medicine's greatest successes were only able to survive questions and skepticism through the rigors of clinical trials. Time and again, therapeutic studies have proven to be one of the most reliable tools for the medical community in developing novel treatments. By not enrolling patients that are representative of the population of people who are the most likely to use the drug, clinical trials are unable to account for health disparities that may exist. This makes it critical for studies to enroll a patient population that includes underrepresented minority and ethnic groups. This also reestablishes the importance of high-quality clinical trials as tools to support health equity. To achieve health equity, at least in the scope of therapeutic studies, it is imperative that the medical community continues to strive for enrollment that accurately represents real patients. That's all I got. Thank y'all.